Hello there, and welcome to Monday Morning Mindset with John Boggs. That's me. I am the CEO of the Brave Thinking Institute, founder of its business and leadership division. And this Monday Morning Mindset is where transformational leaders like you are a leader, and me gather to set an intention on having an amazing week. Are you ready for an amazing week? Monday Morning Mindset is all about putting on a mindset that we know will move us in the direction of the kind of results. You know, I often get asked, what do you mean by transformational leader? I truly believe we all have transformational leadership qualities. Simply, transformation is moving from one set of results to another. You have results, you transform them into results that you would love more of. Therefore, you are a transformational leader. And today we are covering the fourth and final step in what's referred to as 4DX, the 4 disciplines of execution. And I've got a great surprise on where we are headed next. So I'm going to cover the fourth and final step for you in creating amazing results, transforming results, a framework that was developed by Sean Covey. Stephen Covey, famed for writing the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. His son codified what is it that actually helps execute on the things that we want to achieve, what disciplines are required, and he identified 4. We're going to cover the 4th today. But quickly before we do, let me summarize the other 3, and you can go for more detail into what these 3 are by going back through the Monday Morning Mindsets over the last 3 weeks, where I go into detail those other 3. The first one is to focus on the wildly important, discipline 1. So if there was only one thing that you were going to accomplish this year, what would you truly love to get done? Think about that. What would you love to accomplish? Focus on that. Focus on the wildly important. Discipline 2 is to act on the lead measures. What are the actions you can take that if you were to do them in a regular and repeated fashion, you know would absolutely predict that you would achieve your goal? And these are actions that you can influence. That's discipline 2. Discipline 3 that we covered last week was to keep a compelling scoreboard. A very simple idea, but it's take your wildly important goal and write it out for yourself, and then keep track on a daily basis of whether you're taking the action, your lead measures. What are the actions that you're taking? And keep track. Just check them off, baby. Get out in front of it and take a look at it. If you do that, it is amazing what keeping a compelling scoreboard can do for you. More details in the last video about that. And today we are covering the 4th and final discipline. And that discipline, the 4th discipline, is to create a cadence of accountability. And in the 4 disciplines of execution, this is really a simple idea. It's described as to, on a weekly basis, at a particular time, on a particular day, review how you're doing. Review how you're doing. So for me, on the business goals that I have, that is done on Tuesdays in one business and on Mondays in another business. In fact, later this afternoon, I have a wildly important goal review meeting that takes place every Monday, where we take a look at last week's actions. What did we do that worked? What did we do that we love? Where were our wins? What could we have done more of? And what could we have done less of? And what adjustments might be needed? And if you're asking yourself questions like that and you're doing it on a weekly basis, you absolutely are creating what I love to call the guardrails on your wildly important goal. What do I mean by guardrails? Well, if you think of a car going down the road, you have the white lines on the road. Right outside those white lines, sometimes depending on the danger that might be a cliff or something that might be on the other side of the road, there are going to be these metal barriers that help keep you on the road. Well, the weekly meeting of accountability, or creating a cadence of accountability, really helps you from creating major drifting off the road, keeping you moving in the direction. See, the worst case scenario is I won't have acted in any way, shape, or form on my goals for a week. But if I keep a cadence of accountability, if I create a cadence of accountability by having this meeting on a weekly basis, I'm going to look at my week and say, wow, I didn't move things at all. Let's get back on track. Take one small step, one action, and move me in that direction. So absolutely super important, specific day, specific time, have a meeting where you review your scoreboard, you review your actions, and then you make adjustments and you take the next indicated steps. So there you go, the 4 disciplines of execution as promised, one of the top 10 books that have helped create success for me that I've ever read. Great framework, and there are other great frameworks. And so that brings us to where we're headed next. I've got a great new series that I'm going to be launching in February. But between now and February, we are going to cover a great topic and just a few episodes on great athletic leaders, coaches and athletes that have made for great leadership. And I've got a surprise episode coming up for you next week, a transformational leader episode on transforming from losing results to winning results. That's something that you can create, I can create. We're not going to wait for next week. We're going to create those results right here, right now, using the 4 disciplines of execution this week. So I challenge you, put it into action. Well, go ahead and, if you would, comment below, write, what's your wildly important goal? What's your wildly important goal, and what's one action you can take? What's one lead measure? What's one thing that you can act on that'll move you in the direction of that goal? See, I know that you've got greatness in you, that you absolutely can lead yourself, your company, your team, your results into greater abundance, greater satisfaction, more and more of waking up on a daily basis saying, I love my life. Yes, I do love my life, and so can you. I'll see you next week for athletic, amazing leadership that we'll cover. Until then, everyone, make it a great transformational week. Bye-bye.